I'm here to show you how to make a jump, and hopefully this is helpful, because when I was looking through all the videos on how to make a dirt jump or just a jump for your mountain bike, everyone that had the video ordered in dirt to make it, or they were in a beautiful forest somewhere with easy dirt to dig up. So I'm going to show you a way how to make a jump just in your backyard. So I've already made the jump, and I don't know, it's halfway between a small dirt jump and a mountain bike jump. So I'll take you through how I built it. The items you need to build it, there's a few types of shovels, but I only use two. You need two shovels. One that's good for digging, like this, with I think one of them's called a spade, but I'm not sure which one. This one here, it's got a sharper end, and it's curved and easy to dig with. And a flatter one, I don't know, like a shovel with the, see how this bit's flat and it curves up at the end? Good for packing it down and building the shape of the jump. And this one here, if you try to build the shape of the jump, your whole jump would be in a curved shape. So this one's for like piling, like changing the dirt, and this one's for digging the dirt up. You also need a wheelbarrow, just good size one would do. You may want to use a star picket with a sheet of tin like this, and I'll tell you what they're for in a second. Maybe an axe or a saw would be cool, and I'll tell you all this in a second. So the first step to building this is to get your tree. One is preferably a dead tree, and get an axe or a saw and cut it down to the height you want your jump, or a bit over. Cut it down, and then so you've got one post for it, and then the rest of the tree you cut it to the right size. Mine was a bit over, which you can cut off later with like a chainsaw or like a pruning saw or something. And then you get your axe, you dig a little sort of star shape in the ground with your shovel. So you dig it in that way, then that way, and then shove your post in. And then if it's real tall, like mine was pretty tall when I started, it was like that. So I had to stand on top of the wheelbarrow to hammer it in. But once you hammer it in and it's good, see how this one's nearly about the same as this. And then you've got your two posts, I guess, for the jump. And then you get the rest of the tree you had, and cut it to the right size, about a bit, maybe 2 or 3 inches on each side over the posts. And you pile all the sticks up on the posts like this, over here. And then it's better to put the bigger ones at the bottom and then build it up to smaller ones. And then once you've done that, well, while you're doing that, it's good to place dirt there. So go dig dirt up. You don't need that much dirt, and dig it up and put it against it so that all the wood stays there. So now you can see the back of the jump with all the wood against it. See how the bigger ones here are at the bottom, and then it builds up to smaller and smaller and smaller until they're fairly small. This one could have used more sticks, but you know, I just couldn't be bothered. I'm quite lazy. And then so once you've done that, you have to build the jump up. So you get more dirt and place it on the other side, obviously. So you don't need much dirt at all. Like you can see the holes here, and they're only about up to like side of my shoe to my ankle, and it's just, you don't need to dig really far down, otherwise you get caught in roots and like the dirt gets too hard to use, I find. But that dirt's better if you got more energy to dig that dirt, you go ahead and do it. But what I tend to do, I scrape all of the loose stuff scrape all the loose stuff off the top, like all this, because it's like super loose, and you pack that into the bottom of the jump. So you pack it in nice and hard at the bottom, and that's not the bit you're riding on, so it doesn't matter because that bit's really soft. And then once you've got the shape sort of going, you dig down and get the hard dirt like this. And this stuff's more like clay, and if you grab some like that and squish it together, you can see how well it packs. And then if you grab just the top layer and if you try and squish this together, it doesn't really work that well. So you put the stickier clay sort of dirt on top of your jump. This isn't even clay, but it still works well. Now what you have to, you keep following that step really until you've built it up nice and well, and you just keep packing it down to not really get the shape, just to pack it down so it's nice and smooth when you ride it. You can see this is nice and packed, but the sides aren't really that well yet because my sheep keep trampling it. But anyway, what you have to do, you keep doing that, and then you pile dirt on top. Like you just, say I've got this wheelbarrow, and I've dumped it on top like that. Now what you do is you have to sort of put all the dirt towards the top, and then you pack it down, and then slide it like this. I don't know if you can see it. So now hopefully you can see it. But what you have to do is you get your flat shovel, put it at the top, pack it, and then slide the excess stuff off like this. And depending on what dirt you have, it makes it easier. So if you have gravelly stuff, it makes it much easier to do this step. But the best stuff to use is sort of like a buckshot sort of clay stuff, and you just throw it up top, pack it in, slide it all the way down, and keep packing it in where there's little bumps and stuff. And if there's little divots, or if you jumps on a bad angle, you can fix it by doing this. So you just keep doing that. And then once you've done that, you can do the sides a bit. To do the sides, you sort of just have to, this is how I do it, but I'm not sure how you're really supposed to do it. You sort of just shape it a bit like that and pack it in. I find this the hardest step because you keep wrecking your work once you ride it, or keep compacting it. If you know how to do this, if you know how to do the sides, put it down in the comments below. And that's how you build the up ramp to a jump. So now I'm going to show you how to build the down ramp to it. You need well, the first step is you need to find the right place to put it. If you're building a double, which I'm building right now, you need to have a look from side on the jump to see what angle the jump comes up at and what speed you're going to come at, so you can sort of see where the bike's going to go. Like if you have the jump like this and you look at it from side on, you can see the bike's going to come up here where my finger is and go like that. and then you can picture the down ramp like that. So you can, if you put it here, it's going to be wrong. You need to put it about here so it's nice and smooth. And then you mark out how far the gap's going to be, like I have done over here with this stick. You can put it down and mark out that's the gap, and then you get or you can do this if you're a bit lazy like me and don't want to use as much digging time and stuff. You get some logs or stones and stuff and put it underneath the jump, so it makes up space for the dirt, so that you don't need as much dirt. And just make sure they're stable, like these ones. They're pretty stable. And then you just get wheelbarrows of dirt and pile it on until you build it up to the height you want it and the length. It's important to have good length, otherwise if you have a down ramp like this and it's just short and high, you have to push the front end right down to get to it. But with a good jump, it should be about that, so you can just ride it. And once you do your trick, like a whip or something, you can place your front wheel on it easily, and the back end can just come around. And if you muck up, it's not that big of a deal. It's easier. It's better to build your jump somewhere where there's not trees. Like I sort of mucked up, because if you fall off and hit your head on a tree, it's probably gonna knock you out maybe. But it's best just to keep it in a clear spot and just work out if there's enough space for it. Make sure your jump's in line. So see how it's in line, the jump's in line with the track. So if I come up over this jump, this jump's in the right angle, so if it was like that, I'd crash into the tree. But because it's going straight on, you need to have it like so it's into a clear space. And wherever the jump's going, that's where you should put your first wheelbarrow of dirt, directly in the middle of the jump. So get it practically perfect, and then just dump it. See how there's a gap running along? Get the dirt and sort of pack it in until it won't move, like this isn't moving now. If I try and push it in, then you can grab more dirt and pack it like that. So yeah, you sort of have to just make a really small version of your jump, and then put more dirt on it and keep the shape the same until it grows out and stretches into the jump. And with your down ramp, you've noticed that I haven't done the one where there's two posts and the sticks against it, because with down ramps it's important that you don't do that, because if you do it and you've made your jump in the wrong place, if you come along and case it, it's going to pop your tyre if your tyres aren't pumped up enough, or bend your rims, or just throw you over the bars or something like that. It's not going to end up good anyway. So it's important just to have the back end of it dirt, and it's not going to be perfectly straight like the ones you see on TV. It's not going to be perfectly straight like that. It's going to have to be like that, have a bit of a lead in it. But it's better to have it like that, because if you come along and case it because your jump's in the wrong place, you can just grab your dirt off the ramp and throw it over the back like that in an action like this, and you pack it. You probably can't see it, but I'll move the camera so you can. What you do is scrape the up ramp of the jump like this, like the opposite direction to when you're doing the up ramp, when you're pasting it on like that. Come up, scrape it off, and you'll have a lump of it on your shovel, and then in one smooth movement you fling your shovel around like this with the dirt still on it, and wham it onto the back. Thanks for watching how to build jumps, and if you liked it, give it a good big thumbs up, and put any suggestions in the comments if you've got any different ideas on how to do, like build jumps, and don't forget to subscribe.